We're here today. We're doing our Psychiachix podcast, where we're going to be talking all things psychiatry. I'm here with the amazing Dr. Nataly Gibson, psychiatrist extraordinaire.
And I'm here with the fabulous Dr. Chloe Sakal, psychiatrist extraordinaire and drug expert.
Drug addict. So,
well, you know.
So get yourself a drink and join us.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. So we're in the middle of the coronavirus lockdown, and I imagine a lot of people have been using dating apps. So we thought we would talk all things dating dynamics.
Because we are both on them.
Yes.
And we have a lot of stuff we need to say, I think. I think stuff needs to be talked about because it's crazy out there. And I think our job is to analyse some of what's been going on. We're going to talk about our own experiences and talk about what that probably really means.
You summarised it well, Nataly.
Thanks.
So we're going to talk from our own experience. So we want to say that it could be either gender or non-gendered. We don't want to make any assumptions about it being men towards women.
Yeah, but that's all we've got to go on because, you know, we're women and we're on dating apps for men. So
yeah,
there is that caveat.
Yeah. So Nataly, why don't you start by explaining one of the messages you got?
Oh, yes, with pleasure. So this isn't just one message I've had. This is multiple in varying different forms. But basically, on my profile, you know, in the little bit where it says job, mine says doctor at NHS. Don't think that's ambiguous in any way. It means I'm a doctor and I work for the NHS. Anyway, what I've had almost constantly is men asking me, basically asking questions about that. So am I a real doctor? Oh, you're a doctor. Do you mean like Ross in Friends? Oh, so what's your real job? The list goes on. It's absolutely infuriating. I don't know why this question is being asked to me. And it's all the time. I mean, I get it at work. I don't know about you, Chloe, but I've had a few patients who don't actually believe that's my job.
Many times I've had, oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be seeing the doctor. I have to respond, yes, I am the doctor.
I know, they just assume you're a nurse or some random who's wandered in. Even though you've got, you know, your badge on, maybe a stethoscope, introduce yourself as the doctor, doesn't matter.
A woman could be a doctor. God forbid a black woman could be a doctor.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I know. Can you believe? I even had once, I had a patient make a formal complaint. Like a written formal, it takes time to do this, a formal complaint that she hadn't seen a doctor for like 2 weeks. I'd seen her every day. Every day I'd seen her, I'd introduced myself, told her I was the doctor, but I don't know, just didn't register in her brain. And then when they processed the complaint and they were like, well, you've seen a doctor every day, her response, which is gold, was, well, I've seen some girl. Yeah. 6 years ago. Whatever.
The real question
anyway,
is, why did she let you examine her?
I know, I could have just been some like, I'm obviously not a nurse because I'm not wearing a nurse's outfit. They have outfits.
Did you do anything like a vaginal examination?
It's insane. Like, I'm wearing normal clothes. So who was I then? Just some random or like a visitor? Like,
just come along to ask her really personal questions about
poke around, you know. So yes, I am not. This is very normal for me. But yeah, so on these dating apps, I'm getting a lot of it, and it's literally like every other guy asking in some way or another.
And it is bizarre. So I guess we've already hinted at the fact we think that there might be an element of sexism or an element of racism.
Yeah.
But it you know, it is quite bizarre. Why would there be a question about it being false? Why would the information on your profile be false? What is?
I think people do lie on their profiles. You know, you got catfish, you got people lying. Like, fine, but it's not like a massive lie. I'm not saying I'm a millionaire. It's just my job, and I don't think when they're asking me or where, you know, they're obviously judging me, and then they're asking, I don't think it's coming from like a bad place. I don't think they're there to sort of like tear me down. I think it's just like just an unconscious bias that people have. You know, I'm brown, I'm female, like can't be a doctor. You know the way you think of doctors, you watch enough programs, you know, they're always tall, hot, white guys.
Yeah.
I thought it was that before I applied to medical school, but you know, it's a lie, guys. It's a lie.
Same in my experience. You know, none of these people who say, "Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be seeing the doctor." It's never malicious. It is just an assumption. Assumption that I couldn't possibly be a doctor because of the way I look. I don't know what else they're basing it on.
Yeah, I know. It's like yeah, I don't think they're being overtly mean, but it is like, it's a microaggression. That's what it is. They've looked at you, they've made a judgment. It's a negative one. And then, you know, they'll ask you about it, and it's really pissing me off. It's like, I shouldn't have to justify my job. I work my arse off.
Yeah.
You know,
and it does make you wonder if that sort of assumption is happening, what other assumptions are being made?
Exactly.
What other conclusions are people jumping to just based on who you are?
I look, because you know, on these dating apps, obviously it's not like a video recording, it's pictures and maybe a little bit of blurb about random stuff. And that's what they're using. And you know, everybody, you do judge people because that's kind of what the app's about. But this kind of judgment, it goes further than dating apps. It's, you know, a thing.
And we also all have cognitive biases. We have to have cognitive biases. We have to make shortcuts so we can process.
Yeah, that's how our brains work.
Yeah. However, there are certainly cognitive biases that sometimes work against us, that don't work in our favor. And I suspect this might be one of them.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think, this kind of one, when people say that to me, it makes me feel like they already think I'm sort of less than. You know, being a doctor is a good job. People think you get paid well. You don't. You don't. You need to be fairly intelligent to do it. All these things, you know, how could I possibly be in that group, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it's a problem.
Really frustrating. Are you a real doctor as opposed to?
Do you mean like Ross in Friends? I'm like
a fake doctor. No, I'm
just making it up.
I guess, you know, this isn't, I mean, we mentioned sexism, racism, but these cognitive biases can happen to anyone. You know, they can happen to men, and there are certain things that people make assumptions about what a man should be or shouldn't be. And it's very frustrating.
It's 2020, guys. Like, let it go.
Yeah, it's boring. We're over it.
I'm so over it. Like, that, to me, as soon as anyone asks me that, it's an automatic bin.
Yeah,
I'm not even replying anymore. I can't even be bothered to educate them. I'm just like, bye.
No, good on you.
Yeah, can't be asked.
Well, I think we've picked that one apart.
I've had my rant. Yeah. And if you see me on Hinge, do not ask if I'm a doctor. Please, God.
God, it is tiresome. It really is. Okay.
So what's your
my experience?
Talk about some of your experiences on the old apps.
Talk about the Hinge experience. So one thing I've come up against quite a few times is anger when I don't respond promptly.
Classic. Yeah. Tell me more.
It's a really interesting phenomenon because obviously I don't know these people. They're strangers to me. And yet I seem to get blamed if I don't respond in a certain way. So I had one message from a guy who said he was disappointed in me because I didn't respond to one of his messages. Now,
it's amazing.
I don't know what kind of chat up line that is, what he expected me to reply with.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, please tell me how I can make it up to you.
Yeah, but I really wanted to bring this up because, you know, what's going on there? What is the construct that's playing out? Why do people become angry when you don't respond in the way they want you to?
I know, it's like you owe them something, but you don't know them.
Yeah.
You know, is it, I don't, obviously, again, we're speaking from, you know, female to male perspectives. I don't know if girls do this a lot, I'm not sure, but it just seems like, you know, you're expected to behave a certain way. And if you don't, then you're met with anger, violence, you know.
Yeah. And I suspect this has something to do with shame associated with rejection. So,
of course.
yeah, and being rejected is really painful for anyone. If you feel rejected, it can evoke senses of shame in you, and that does serve a function. It's there to help us to stay included with the social group so we can be protected and survive. But sometimes it goes a bit too far. And actually, it is anyone's prerogative to choose not to respond.
Of course it is. You know, again, it's boundaries again. You know, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You're not here to impress people. You're not here to play by their rules. You do what you're comfortable with. And if you can do that, and I'm assuming, because I know what you're like, you weren't being particularly rude. You just weren't maybe replying in their, close amount of time, or
responding with a shorter sentence. I had someone not like that either.
How dare you?
And just, I was busy with something. I responded quite.
How dare you?
Yeah. How dare I?
Dare you? You're supposed to be talking to me on Hinge, this random person.
And he became very angry. This isn't acceptable. And I was like, I don't owe you anything. I don't know. And actually, even when you do know someone, it's not a healthy relationship when you're not able to hold your own boundaries. And so actually, I'm busy now. I don't owe you a response just because you want a response.
It's the thing again of, do they think that, their time is more important? Basically, their time is more important than yours. You can't do what you want with your time. You're speaking to me. I own this time. Again, it's this thing of thinking of you as less than.
Yeah, and actually, we've seen it all through history with sexual relationships.
Oh, yes.
Women who decline sex, for instance. I mean, I don't know about you, but I know a lot of friends who have had sex just because it's easier. It's easier.
Oh my gosh, passive least resistance.
Yes, yeah. It's like, actually, it'll probably only last a minute anyway.
Yeah, I'm not going to enjoy it. And then, at least I can go to sleep.
And then I'm not going to have all this anger and shame at me. Like, you're frigid.
Oh God, can you remember how much people used to say that in secondary school?
Yes, yeah. Well,
I don't. Get up to me, you're frigid.
I don't, because I pretty much put out all the time.
Okay, yeah.
Of
course you did. Joking. It's all good. It's all good. What it is when so obviously they're angry. So this guy or guys are angry that you're not doing what you should be doing. You're not showing them enough time, attention, whatever it is. They obviously think they have some sort of right to it.
Yeah, entitlement.
Why? Which again makes me feel like they think you're less than.
Yeah. And
they're projecting their shame because they feel rejected. Like, oh, she's not replying in time. Mm-hmm. They would project their shame onto you.
Yeah, and then it is, unfortunately, if you're unable to stop it coming in, the shame does get localized into you. And then you start to think, oh gosh, maybe I should have responded. Maybe I should have behaved differently.
Well, they're telling you off, aren't they? I'm disappointed in you. It's like a parent. I'm disappointed in you. They're there to try and humiliate you for living your life.
Shame is a very controlling emotion.
Well, of course it is. We've been doing it to women for centuries.
Disappointed. I'm a 32-year-old woman. I've been a long time since I've been told that I'm a disappointment.
Well, maybe by your mum.
But yeah, we laugh, but actually it can be really psychologically damaging for people.
Especially if you're not aware that that's what's going on, and you just feel bad, and you feel like you need to make it up to them. No, that is not your emotion, that's theirs. And you are not responsible for their emotions. They're not yours.
It's a construct we see a lot in abusive dynamics. Look what you've made me do.
Look what you made me do.
You're angry now. You made me punch you. It's
again shifting that blame and responsibility and accountability onto the, dare I say, victim. It's that sort of less than dynamic again. I don't know. I mean, obviously we're going into sort of serious situations here, but to have that on a dating app with a stranger is fascinating.
Yeah, exactly. You can sort of see the seeds of it beginning.
Yeah, you already you can see into the future. I hope you binned them off.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Even if they're hot, don't tolerate any of that shit.
Yeah, and a message to everybody listening: it's you shouldn't tolerate this sort of thing. Actually, you are allowed to have a boundary. You don't have to respond. You don't have to meet anyone else's expectations. You are allowed to hold your boundaries wherever you want to hold them.
Yeah, because they're yours.
And if someone becomes angry with you because you're not doing what they want you to do, it is their anger. It is their problem. It is not for you to take on.
Yeah. You need to get that like sewn on a pillow and sent for everyone.
Yeah, it is. It's not you.
Okay. Thank you. The next one, we can both talk about this one because it's kind of like a vague, sort of loose one. But I don't know about you, but when you match with people and their attitude is like, impress me. Tell me about impress me. Basically like, why? It's like freaking X Factor. Like, why should I talk to you?
What do you do to impress them, Nat? What's your party trick?
Oh, I surprise them. I don't impress them. I surprise them and I can completely just lock them off.
Yeah, nice. Oh gosh. Or you show them your fake doctor skills.
Yeah, show them my fake medical certificate. Oh, it was. I had a guy who basically was talking to me like it was an interview. Literally, I'm not joking. I mean, it was early on in my dating days. I was an idiot because to be fair, it was more fascinating, but it was more like, tell me 3 things, like literally like, tell me 3 things that like you're good at. What are your hobbies? Does it include fitness? Because I'm really into fit. I was like, this is madness.
Have I got the job? Have I got the job?
I'm like, oh please, have I got the job? Oh, you're mental, mate. I can't. No.
What do you think that's about? I mean, it's quite an egotistical position to gain. This idea that you must impress me. Your position is obsolete in this dynamic.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, again, they're less than.
Yeah.
You need to prove yourself to me because,
I'm the one who will make the decision and you need to meet my expectations.
And I'm so awesome that, I need like a perfect person.
In fact, you see this sort of a tactic in business a lot. When making business negotiations, you use a strategy to say, show me what you can do for me.
Yeah.
Quite an intimidating power move, actually.
Dick swinging.
Yeah.
Basically. It's like it just makes me think of, what it made me think of was, it's like impressed me. I felt like I had to, the way he was saying it, like I had to, it was almost like trick questions, like I had to excel in this test. I need to be interested in fitness, otherwise, he's gonna, I don't know, bin me. I don't know.
Well, yeah. What's the thing you're afraid of? Well, what's he trying to make you fear? It is like, if you don't live up to it, there'll be rejection or.
Well, that's the narcissist in him, isn't it? Obviously. I'm obviously desperate for his attention, or I couldn't possibly not be interested. But it makes me think of the ideals, or people's idea of what women should be, and how they're so unattainable and unfair and just impossible. You need to be beautiful but not know it. You need to be thin but not too thin, but you've got to have curves. You've got to be intelligent, but you can't be more intelligent than me.
No. Oh gosh, yeah, that's
you need to be clever, but it's just, if you look at these things, what are you looking for in a woman, which I hate, but it's like, you've got to be smart, funny, into fitness. I keep saying that because it comes up a lot and it really irritates me.
But also, if you're too smart, you need to.
You got to tone that down a bit around me,
because that will damage them. So. And if you're too beautiful, I don't want you talking to other men, because that is also gonna.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to know you're beautiful, so you can't be like confident with it.
No.
You be beautiful but not know it. That's the perfect combination. Still be emotionally, timid and have no self-confidence, but be beautiful.
And I'm still single, Nataly, because I'm beautiful and I know it.
Oh God, such a cocky bitch.
Wrong.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, women like you, I don't know what you're going to do. You might have to find like a really cocky man who thinks he's even more beautiful than you.
I'm sure there are lots about.
Yeah.
I realize we're talking a lot about from a woman's perspective. These dynamics can happen from any gender.
Of course.
We're
just having a little bitch because this is our lives. This has been actually happening to me.
Yeah. What's been everyone else's experience of dating apps? If you've got an experience, let us know.
Or send us some screenshots, please.
Yeah, we love this kind of thing.
Yeah, I do love this kind of thing.
I love this kind of thing.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not great, but it's great to sort of look at it and sort of, especially if you're not aware. I'm hoping this kind of thing will make people sort of aware when it's happening. I think recognizing it is really important, because if you start to feel a certain way, you can maybe recognize it as it not being yours, and then it makes you feel a bit better about yourself, rather than just feeling shame and gross and sad and inadequate all the time.
I think that's particularly pertinent for the anger example, because that can be significantly psychologically damaging when someone else's shame and anger gets localized into you. Mm-hmm. It's really important to know where your boundaries are and to know that it's okay to hold them.
Yeah, that's a big life lesson. That took me a long time to. I've only really just in the last 6 months got that into my head, and it's really difficult because you just. I think you're taught that if you don't do that, if you don't have your boundary, if you have boundaries, then you're selfish, or it makes you a bad person.
Yes, I was about to say, women in society are often taught that it's not okay to be selfish. If you're selfish, you're a bad person and you will damage those around you. Mm-hmm. But actually, I think good modeling is the woman that is able to put their needs first. And if you can do that, you can teach other women that it is okay to do that as well.
It's imperative.
Put yourself first.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to offer more if you're meeting your own needs first. If you're okay, then you can help people to be okay. But if you're not okay, actually you might I'm going with this. You might not be as useful as you'd like to be.
Yeah, you're not. No. It's like like you can't pour from an empty cup. You've got to be okay in yourself. And I think it's taken me a long time to even realize that was an issue for me.
You have to entertain the idea that I can do things myself.
Oh, what? What?
You mean I'm allowed to meet my own needs and I'm allowed to say no to things?
Oh my gosh. It's so great though when you realize that and you start doing it.
Yeah. And you start saying, actually, I don't want to reply to this guy on a dating app.
No, I don't just
have to.
Myself to you. Yeah.
And actually, all his ranty, angry texts, I can just delete them.
Yes, and block and, all the other stuff. You don't have to deal with this crap.
And leave him to process his own anger and shame because it belongs to him.
Yeah. Very important.
Okay, I think we've probably spoken about quite a lot today. But if you have any interesting dating app stories, let us know. The funnier the better, the weirder the better.
Yeah, I'd like to pick them apart for you.
Yeah, we will pick them apart, psychologically pick them apart and tell you what's going on.
Yes, perfect. But like Chloe said, if there's anything that you want to add, then that would be great, because otherwise we're just yakking on about ourselves. Which is fine, I can do that. But it'd be nice to hear from other people.
Yeah.
So thus concludes our first episode
of Psychiachix.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Psychiachix is clever. Do you get it? It's like a play on words and that.
Play on words, isn't it? Chicks, we're chicks.
Play on words.
Yeah.
Cool. Cheers, everybody. I realise this is 4 years out of date, so
yeah. Chloe doesn't care.
Yeah, I haven't got standards, so
no.